Maneuver node. Let's warp to the maneuver. And according to this, again, we've got the blooming NA thing. It shouldn't be too long. I'd imagine a few seconds will actually be sufficient to do this. So we're approaching the maneuver node now. You can see we're going along this line. I will say probably 255, about 4 seconds either side of the mark. I'd say 4 seconds. That being said, I don't want to risk it, so I'm going to about 10 seconds. I'm going to burn full and see what happens. So here we go, 10 seconds-ish, boom. Yep, literally a 6-second burn, that's all we need. So we're going to wait until 3 seconds, because again we need to do it either side of the T. There we go, and wait, and kill. That was actually a little bit badly timed by me, but never mind. Yep, so there we are. We're now in orbit of the Mun. We're not going to shoot off into, well, into sort of another weird orbit of Kerbin. We've been captured. We've been captured by the Mun. It's a good thing. So let's hit a maneuver there and bring... actually, we don't need to do that. That's rubbish. What we will do is we will actually create... we'll actually get ourselves onto an... we're actually going to... I'm going to show you what we were doing before. So you can see here, this is, the Mun rotates pretty much flatly. It goes straight like this. That's its kind of axis. So you can see we're off axis quite badly. What I'm going to do, therefore, is use these funny little things here to bring us... This is normal, anti-normal, by the way, for those of you who are interested. Normal, anti-normal. And what we're going to do is we're going to burn... I think that's anti-normal. I'm not an expert. We're going to burn anti-normal just to give ourselves a little bit of normality. We're going to reduce our eccentricity, which is something I really need to do, to the Mun. So we'll basically end up being kind of more equatorial with it. So we're going to end up in more of an equatorial plane when we come into land, and that will help us later. I'll explain how that works later. So let's again hit the maneuver node. It's down here this time, nowhere near the retrograde. We definitely want to burn retrograde. We could end up slamming into the planet. 1 second burn, tiny amount of time to burn for. So I'll be using a very weird burning method here. So let us go to maneuver, warp to next maneuver. We literally need to wait until right at the end of this. It's not so big a deal when you're doing these transfers, but it's worth just waiting perfectly until you get there. So, right, skip forward. And all we're going to do, again, is just burn until this meters per second, the amount of speed we need, velocity we need, is 78.7 in that direction, that way, down, basically, from where we're looking. Although there's no up and down in space, confusingly enough. So what we'll do is we'll wait until it gets to about 1 second and prepare to smash the Z and then X keys to initiate burn, kill burn. I think I went a bit over. No, that's pretty good, actually. Okay, so you can see we're still slightly at a little bit of a slanting kind of orbit, but it's kind of eccentricity to the planet, but not a big deal. So what we're going to do then? Well, we're going to try and land, obviously. So at this point, always a good idea to quick save, because this is the most dangerous part, and this is the part I haven't done for a long time. So it's the part I'm probably going to screw up. We're going to try and land and a maneuver. We're going to literally deorbit by going retro, and finding a good spot to land in. Now, this is always a bit of a pain, because I can't see it that well. But crucially, what we want to try and do is avoid landing awkwardly. We don't want to land in craters. We're going to try and avoid landing in craters as best we can. Seems like there's a little bit of a kind of clear area there. So I'm going to come down and try to sort of land in that patch there. It's very difficult with the Mun. Sorry, I was leaning a bit close to the screen there. Away from the mic. It's very difficult to hit, and sometimes you'll get this wrong, which is why I quick saved. So yeah, what we're going to do is we're going to try and land there. You can see the Mun, like real life, I guess, is very, very pitted and difficult to land on. So what we're going to do is we're going to wait until about 2 seconds, just burning now, just to give us some, basically to allow us to maneuver a little bit. Yep, there we go. So we're going to wait until about 3 seconds, and then we're going to burn. In fact, we did not need anywhere near that. That was totally lying to us. There we go. Cool. Okay, yeah, so let's look where we are. Now we're not going to really use maneuvers. We're going to look at where we're going. So the blue line, if we look here, is going to take us down here. That's not bad. I basically want to end up landing about here. See where I'm pointing without the bobbly thing? We're going to try and land in this area here. It's not got too many of the giant craters. If we come down in a crater, we could either end up slamming into the side of it or landing kind of on the edge and tipping over. We definitely don't want to do that. So with luck, we won't do it. Setting the ship to retrograde, because once we get down, we want to obviously drop our speed. You can see our orbital speed at the moment is 300 meters per second. It's a hell of a speed. When I get closer, I'll speed things up a little bit. And we should hit orbit surface mode in order to tell us how fast we're going. There we are. So we're doing 454 meters per second. That's a hell of a pace. I want to reduce our speed down so we come down somewhere around here at this point. You can see below us roughly our landing spot. So I'm going to burn, probably, this is all again very suck it and see. I'll say about now, you can see it's quite a nice patch. I can see now more visually it's a nice patch, not these big craters around the edge. So I'm going to just start burning our main engine. We don't have a lot of fuel, but that's no problem because at this point we don't care about this big engine. This big fuel tank and this big engine. We want the little engine that we've got in here. We've still got an engine, still got a fuel tank. But we obviously want to use as much of this as we can. So we're going to reduce our speed right the way down. And I'm looking now and I'm thinking, this is a good place to land. So I'm going to keep burning until we get to a very slow speed. Well, you can see what's happening here. Retro is moving up. It's very difficult to show, but that is vertical, that little point at the top there. And because we're slowing down, we are actually moving the retro up and up and up and up. In other words, we're falling straight down rather than going sort of sideways. The moment we're sort of going this way, I'm reducing that down. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. There we go. Standing up. Good. Okay, that's fine. So what we want to do now is use the remainder of our fuel just to burn, just to reduce our speed as we come in. And crucially, we want to make sure we don't run out of fuel in that main engine section. We have. There we go. You see, I'm going full throttle and it's down. So let's get rid of it and just boost away using our secondary booster there. There it is underneath. And now we're going to let that fall down and just explode. It doesn't matter. We don't care about that anymore. It's empty. We don't care. It's a throwaway society as far as Kerbals are concerned. So that's going to drop to the surface. What we can use that for is to see how far we are from the surface. A little bit awkward, actually. To do this, just going to drop it down for a second. We are seemingly still quite a way up. We're at 5,000 meters, so about 5 kilometers up. But again, because of the fact we have peaks and troughs, we have little valleys and things, I'm still going to activate our gear, and I'm still going to slow down if we're near to 76, which we are. I'm going to boost slow right the way down so that we're nice and slow. There we go. Look, there we are. It hit the ground there. So it was a good time to start boosting because it's actually not as far as I think. It has flown back. Jesus, that was close. My God, if that had hit us, I'd have been raging about that. Cool. So you can see, using our shadow below us, we're coming in at quite a nice angle, actually. This is kind of cool. I'm just boosting from time to time just to slow us right the way down as we come in for a nice, safe landing. Oh, that's nice. That is as good as any I've done. So let's look around for that extremely dangerous bit of debris. It's flying back up there. Oh, God, it is coming down. Is it coming towards us? Oh, Jesus. If I have to leapfrog that. If that comes back at us. No, I think it's... Oh. Oh, that was close. Oh, my God. Did you... It's a risky business. It's a risky business, this space travel stuff. That was nearly disastrous. Cool. Well, we're down. There's no problems. We're fine. So these guys are all... What the hell has happened to Valentina? Why is she... Look at how happy she is. She's happy to be alive, folks. She's, Jesus, so's Bill... Wait a minute, what's she... Valentina, have you snuck something aboard? What are they all on? Guys, this is no time to have taken something. Look at the... You're on the moon. If one of you has taken... Right, okay, forget it. Right, Bill... No, actually, hang on. Where's the scientist? He looks the highest of all. He looks the highest of all. Right, EVA... You're coming out. You're coming out. So he's now currently on the pad. This is cool. So let's switch back to the ship and crucially extend our ladders to the floor so we can actually get back up. Yeah, there we are. So these ladders are now extending themselves. That one's going down, a little like rope ladder thing. Let's jump back to dear old Bob. There he is. Come on, Bob. Let's go. Let's go. So he's going to climb down. No, not quite one small step. He's still fiddling about. No, don't attach that ladder, you stupid... There you go. Yep, down you come. Oh, it's what... Here we go. Very, very long, this, right. One small step... And no, he's still touching. One small step, blah, blah, blah. There we go. So he's now down. I was trying to be all dramatic. It didn't work. You're on the moon. What do you think? He's just sort of smiling fairly inanely. Cool. So once you're on the moon, you're on any planet for that matter. But look how high you can jump. Jesus, I forgot about that. Of course, it's low gravity. Yeah. What can he do? Well, he's a scientist who can take surface samples. The Darker Midlands surface area is made up of basaltic rocks. It's like balsatic. I think I'm thinking of like it's like a vinegar, isn't it? Balsamic. Right. Yeah. So crucially, this is one of the other aspects of Kerbal Space Program. Kerbal Space Program, excuse me, which is that all the planets and moons, including Kerbal itself, have like regions. So in the middle of these pits, in these craters, those have different kind of science aspects to them. So they're a different type of rock or dust or what have you. There's the upper kind of the highlands, which are like these. I don't know if you can see them from here. There's little ridges and little mountains almost. Those are the highlands, and then you get kind of the Midlands, which are kind of these not Birmingham, but these little areas here. So it's almost like a biome based thing. It's kind of like, I guess like certain games have biomes in them, right? So you have these little biomes. So even if you land on here, they've kind of focused on exploration. So I've landed in one area, right? And I'm taking surface samples and EVA reports from somewhere. So you start to say something dramatic and poignant about the plight of Kerbal kind in this grand universe, only to be off by random static chatter that the situation normal. That's kind of what happened there, I guess. He didn't really pull off the whole one small step, blah, blah, blah. Most importantly, though, plant a flag. Go on. Put it in the ground. Yeah, there we go. He's done. Site name. Mun Landing. Site. We landed here first. Lol. Cool. Poignant words on that flag. Poignant words. Can you climb? What the hell? I have to climb. Get off that. Get off it. Get off it. You're going to break it. Or you're going to break your neck. There you go. Actually, he's on the money. Should be fine. Whee! Oh, that's ridiculous. Look at him. Look at him. So bloody happy. Yeah, so potentially you could run around on the Mun. You could run around. Oh, God. What the hell happened there? Jesus, just brained himself on the... you could run around. You could run around and try to get... You can see how slow he is, though. He's very slow. All these guys are being very slow. So it kind of encourages you to land... I could potentially, if I was really brave, kind of take off maybe a little bit and sort of scooch around and look around on the Mun. We don't have the fuel for that. And obviously what would happen in real life is you drop a rover, and you can build rovers in this game. If you're interested in doing that, you can actually build rovers, land them on the moons or the planets, and have them drive around. It's kind of fun to do, but it goes wrong a lot. So, without further ado, he's got his surface samples, he's got his crew report. Let's get him back on board so we can go home. And this is the part that I'm most nervous about, because I don't know if I did the fuel calculation correctly. Because, as I say, new physics engine, new world. Oh my God, he's falling to his death. No, he's not. He's just going to bounce. Right. Okay. This is the other aspect. We can turn on RCS, and we can actually just boost the idiot up there. So, oh God, somebody's going to smash his head in. Oh, he has. Ow. God's sakes! It's not hard. Just climb the ladder. He's right there. Climb it. Jesus. See, this is this kind of problem. They are a bit ragdolly, and the number of times I've lost crew members because of kind of random glitches. Grab onto the... He's dead. No, he's not. Okay, he's cool. I have lost quite a few crews and members because of basically stupid physics with these things. So I'm glad to see they haven't fixed that issue. Let's just put him on there. Oh my... What is he doing? This isn't the Olympics. Stop backflipping, you... Oh my God, he's suicidal. There we go. Down you go, and board. Yeah, there we go. Jesus Christ. They are a handful. It's, as I say, it's risky, and they are a pain in the backside. Let's retract these ladders. Did that work? Oh, there we go, yep. Yeah, okay. So, returning back to Kerbin. Now, remember what we said before, was that Kerbin... Oh, yeah, there we go, if we zoom out. Is, again, if we look at the equator, equatorial line, we're in line with it. So the reason I kind of tried to align with the equator as best I could is so that taking off means that we don't use too much of the fuel, which is in here. Look, we don't have a great deal of fuel. It's this relatively, quite a big tank, but it's still, we need to get all the way back to Kerbin with it. Now, taking off from the Mun, because it has no atmosphere, less gravity, much easier, but it's still a bit of a hassle. What I want to do, again, it's exactly the same manoeuvre. We need to head this way. We need to head, if you look on the nav ball here down the bottom, we need to head to 90 degrees, right? We need to head east, effectively. It's going to be a bit of a pain, given where we are. So I'm going to turn on both SS and RCS. And crucially, what I'm going to do first is just, you ready, guys? Everyone ready? Everyone looking good? Valentina is still high as a kite, but never mind. These guys are now high as kites as well. Forget it. We're just going to go.